welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be another Top 5 Wednesday video, and the topic for today's video is the top 5 books that I think would be great TV shows or TV series. The first 3 books that I'll mention are all part of series, so let's start with the All Men's War series by John Scalzi. I love this series, and if you've been watching my channel for a little while, you already know this, but I really enjoy this series and I think it would make a fantastic sci-fi TV show because there is so much going on. First, let me tell you a little bit about this series. This series takes place in space, is basically a war that has broken out between several different planets, including Earth. So there's all kinds of different creatures and races out in space. They're all very different. They all have different communication systems. They all have different beliefs, different sizes. It's just very, very interesting. Of course, we've also got the human army up in space. Now, the people from the planet Earth are not aware that this is going on out in space. They are kept ignorant to all of this happening out there. So the people that get to enlist to this army and go out into space and fight for Earth, they're old people. So there are basically retired people that get to enlist, and a lot of them do so in hopes of getting either healed from their illness or healed from age or somehow altered in a way that they can actually fight a war, which they do. The entire mechanical system for this book is very, very interesting. I mean, there's so many cool technological aspects to this story. There's, of course, the different cultural aspects as well as the internal aspect of the humans trying to adapt to never returning back to Earth and trying to adapt to the different environments and getting along, and it's just very, very interesting. There's so much that happens throughout this series of books that I think it could be extended into a TV show easily, and there's the right mixture of politics, of drama, of action. It's just beautiful, and I would love to see this as a TV series. Another series that I would love to see as a TV show or some kind of television programming would be this one here, and I don't know actually what's the name of the series, but the first book is called The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making. I've only read this book, I've not read any other books in this series, but the first book was so interesting. It's almost like an Alice in Wonderland kind of feel. It's very magical. It's just very, very interesting. I was thinking that this series will make a beautiful kind of like animated or cartoon show or series for middle grade kids because there's so many things going on. Basically, it's about September, a young girl who ends up traveling into fairyland and all of the adventures that she goes through while being there. And it was so magical and so much happened. Each chapter is a different adventure, and I think that that would translate into a TV program very easily and very effectively. I personally would definitely watch this show. The last series that I think will make a great TV show would be The Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and I think this is no surprise to any of you because I love this series. There's so much going on. I think the perfect way would be if the books themselves, like the main books, were the series, and then you can turn the novellas into accompanying movies to the series. It started with this young assassin girl who had to make a deal with the king that imprisoned her in the first place and become his assassin in order to be able to gain her freedom after years of service. And it has just become so much more. It has grown, the characters have all changed, and there's been so many new characters introduced. I think it would be a fantastic fantasy series. The next 2 books are standalone books, but nonetheless I think they will make great shows. Let's start with 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. This is a classic book of magical realism, and it basically covers the happenings of 7 generations during 100 years. So There's so much that happens. A lot of it does tend to repeat itself. It's a masterpiece. Okay, when I first read this book, I have to admit it was very difficult to get through it because it was confusing. So I had to start all over again, and this time around I had to take notes and write down who is who and who's related to who, because there's so many different characters and a lot of them are named the same, and it was confusing. By the time I finished reading the story, I was relieved that I got through it because it was a slow-paced story, and I was a little confused about my feelings. I thought that the writing was absolutely beautiful. I could definitely appreciate the author's work on this piece of writing because it was really elaborated and it was just so detailed and so much happened. The writing is what I was impressed with. And then after reading it, the time kept passing and I just couldn't stop thinking about the events in this story. It just captivated me completely and I could appreciate it more and more as the time went by. So it was a slow digest read for me, but now I think this as a TV show would just be the best drama ever. I will actually link down below the book preview, and I think you guys will probably agree with me. If I find any other book previews for these books here, I will list them down below as well, just in case you have not watched them and might be interested in doing so. And the last book that I would love to see as a TV show would be The Book of Night Women by Marlon James. And this was another story that was completely captivating to me. The writing style was so vivid, I could envision everything happening. And as I was reading this book, I was thinking about just that. How amazing would this book be translated into a TV show? The story follows a group of women that are fed up with being slaves and fed up with the life that they led, and they want freedom and they want revenge, and it's about their individual way of thinking and how desperate they get, you know, to attain their goal. And it's just a crazy, crazy story. I think it would be a very sad, very shocking, but very powerful TV series. These are the books that I think will make perfect TV shows. Do let me know down below what books you think would be great as TV shows. I would love to know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye!